Hi, this is Anthony, and I'm making a video on bleeding your power steering pump. I've looked around on YouTube and I haven't seen any instructions on it. So I'm going to show everybody. Did a little research. I'm going to show everybody how to do it. Doing it on my boat, I've had to undo the lines, retighten them so there's a little bit of air in there. And what that means is that it's harder to turn. It makes a little bit of noise, and it's just not running like it should. So we got to bleed it out. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, this is actually a very simple process, but nobody ever shows anybody how to do anything. There's my power steering pump. I'm going to take the cap off and look down in there. And it's got fluid. So I'm going to leave the cap off and get out of the engine compartment area. While leaving the engine off, I'm going to turn the steering wheel. And on a boat, it's a little bit harder than a car. All the way to the left, to the lock position. Then all the way to the right, to the lock position. Then all the way back. And unfortunately, you have to do this about 40 times. So I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to do it 40 times. And then I'm going to start the motor and see if we hear any whining noise or clunking noise, and if it's going to steer properly. Okay, so I turned it about 40 times, maybe a little bit more, all the way to the left till it locks, then all the way to the right till it locks. And as I'm doing it, I'm noticing that that the play is coming out of the steering wheel without the engine being on. It's a pretty tough project to do it 40 times all the way without the engine being on, because it's very stiff. But the middle of it was very easy to turn. And as I turned it, locked it, turned it, locked it, it became tougher and tougher. So I figured I'd give it a try. So I'm going to replace the cap. First I'm going to check the fluids. Make sure that it says full cold, which it's a little bit over, so it should be fine. It's not all the way up to the reservoir, so it won't be a problem. And now I'm going to start the motor. See what happens. See if it made a difference. Okay. Now before, when I was starting it, it didn't even work because there was so much air in it. So let's see if that made a difference at all. And now it's spinning nice and smooth. And that's how you bleed the power steering line. Before, I couldn't do this with two hands. Well, I could, but it was a lot harder. Now I'm using one finger, just like you would in a car. Very simple, very easy to turn. And most problems in cars and boats are usually pretty simple if you remember what the principles are. Well, power steering pump is mechanical. There's really no electric to it. There is no electric to it. So how does it run? It runs by building up pressure and pushing fluid through the system to make it work. So if fluid's being put in, there's no leaks. What would that tell you? You have fluid in there, still making noises and still leaking, means one thing: something wrong with the fluid. Something's either blocking the fluid, or there's air in the line, which is not allowing the fluid to go through smoothly. So when it reaches those pockets, it acts like your power steering pump isn't working. Very simple. I hope this helped anybody that it helps. And thank you.